you are all aware, today is NFP, so let's go jump straight to the economic calendar. And usually we have the time for the NFP, but today it's displaying as tentative. That's because the exact time for the data to be released is not certain, and that's because the US government shut down, because the Republicans and Democrats couldn't come to an agreement on funding bill. So that's why we are having NFP showing as tentative. But the forecast for today is that we're going to have 52K jobs added, while the previous data was 22K jobs. So this is looking positive for the job market. And if the outcome comes out more than expected, it's going to be good for the dollar because the Feds are going to be watching the job market and the inflation data, the CPI, to determine if they will be more aggressive on rate cuts or they will be cautious on rate cuts. So it's very good to watch these fundamentals. So based on the NFP data, I'm already bullish on dollar. So let's jump straight to the chart. So let's look at I just picked these $5 pairs because those are the ones that look cleaner to me. So looking at DXY, let's jump to DXY. Let's look at the weekly time frame. Um, we have a nice demand zone right here on the weekly time frame, which I marked. But I took it off my chart, but I just want to place it back right here. We have a nice demand zone on the weekly time frame, which price is currently reacting to. And then when we got to this demand zone, we had a buy, but price did sell off, and especially during August we had a lot of consolidation here on the weekly. It's very clear on the daily time frame that we had a lot of consolidation like here, right here. So um when we got out of August and we had the rate cuts, we had dollar go and go below this low right here, and then you know still, since the weekly demand zone is still in control, I can take it off right now. We had a bounce back up. We had a morning star pattern on the weekly time frame. This is a morning star pattern. This is a clear example, and that's is important because morning star pattern on the weekly time frame is a good sign that buyers are stepping in. And so this is what happened past 3 weeks. And this week candle, there's a rejection here. This week candle is looking like price coming back to retest this mini area and getting it. So if we go back to the daily time frame, it's clearer. We had price come back here and rejected. You understand? So my expectation for DXY for this coming NFP is we have maybe a buy, especially when we have a good data supporting NFP. But we also have a good resistance area here and a nice supply zone here. So you have to be very cautious because this is a good resistance area and price can also react. But we have a good supply zone here, which could also serve as a magnet for price, to come in the future. But currently, right now, I'm bullish on DXY from where we are right now. We can get nice buy before we get to this resistance level. So let's jump first to USD card because I like the price action on USD card. On the monthly time frame, this is a nice demand zone which pushed price all the way up. We came back to tap this demand zone, and on the monthly time frame, we have a bullish engulfing candlestick right here. And we had a rejection last month, printed out a bullish monthly engulfing. So seeing a monthly engulfing, bullish engulfing twice on the monthly time frame, what else do you need to see that this pair is actually bullish? It's so clear. But on the weekly time frame, we had this long bullish engulfing candle. I was kind of expecting a pullback somewhere here to continue the buy, but no, market just opened up this week, and this is this price action for the week. Really, really, really slow. So I don't know if the NFP might give us that pullback before the continuation of the buy, but we might never know because we have to just react to the market and not just try to predict. So let's drop down to the daily time frame. So I like you understand. So this is where I was kind of waiting for price to pull back to, okay, or maybe if not here, if you are familiar with fair value gaps, we have a nice fair value gap here, right here. We have a nice fair value gap right here. We have a nice fair value gap right here on daily time frame. So this could I was also expecting price coming back to this fair value gap to see what markets would do, but then you know price just kept buying, and we had a decent sell from here because you could see that here was a good supply zone. We had the sell off, we had price come back to retest this zone, and we had the sell off. But now here's kind of hard acting as a demand zone or a support, because we can see that price came back to retest, and we have this morning star pattern. I showed you a morning star pattern on the weekly time frame for DXY. This is another morning star pattern on the daily time frame here, signifying that okay, buyers now jumped back in when price came back to retest this previous supply zone. So if we do have a good NFP, we can expect dollar USD CAD to buy all the way up to this area, because this is the next supply zone for USD CAD. Okay, we can expect USD CAD to buy all the way up to this area, and that can give us around I think, let's see, can give us around almost 200 pips. Let me see, 180 pips, and that's very good if you are a swing trader. I just want to make everything really fast. Let's look at I'll be removing AED USD because I'm not seeing anything clear there right now. So let's look at GBP USD. It's been choppy because dollar has been choppy. We had a monthly bearish engulfing, but price has just really been, no good price action. We had a monthly bearish engulfing. We see price reacted up, went all the way to that high and rejected. But if we go to the weekly time frame, we have a clearer picture, because we had GU buying. We've been in a very good buy trend. It has been buying massively, clean buys, buying and everything. But then on the weekly time frame, we had this when you are trading, you look at market that's trending up, higher low, higher low, high. It's trending up, it's trending up, it's trending up. So we had a new high here, and a low here, and so price hasn't created a new high. So this is where we have to pause and look at what's going on in the market right now, because market has not created a new high. And then since market created this high and this low, market came back to retest this high, and it sort of market sort of from this area around last week when the Fed cut interest rates for the first time this year. So this is where GBP USD sort of from, because the Fed cut interest rates. So everyone was already buying pound dollar, expecting a cut on the US dollar rate. So when that cut did happen, you expect people to take their profits out of the market, and this is where price reacted off from this nice supply area, and we got a sort of from here. So right then we had a break of structure on the daily time frame, and we can refine this as the daily supply zone, or maybe your order block, the last buy candle before the move down that causes break of structure. And we can see price going back there, to test there, and we have a nice rejection looking like a bearish engulfing candle on the daily time frame. So we can expect a sell and maybe target around 160, 150 pips. So looking at Euro USD, almost similar to GU. I won't go to the monthly time frame because it's been choppy. You understand? By the way, this is not the financial advice, it's just my own trading idea. Yeah. So on GU, we've had this nice upward trend line that's been holding for the past couple of weeks. We had the break below this trend line, and we have price going back to retest this trend line, and then we have a good rejection on the daily time frame, after coming back to test this trend line. Um, you can also mark here as a good supply area, but you can see that price wicked above this supply area. So now I cannot really say if we have a break of structure here, or maybe price just took some liquidity here, and if we're going to expect to drop, so you also need to have the higher time frame in mind, okay? Because if you look at this, maybe after price wicked above that area on 4 hour, we had a nice rejection on the daily, and I'm expecting a sell because we have the break of this trend line and we have the retest. And lastly, we'll be looking at USD CHF, which dollar has just been weak this year. Since February, we had this clean sell-off on this pair. It's just been selling, 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 selling. So right now we had a very good bottom. Knowing for they say buy low, say high, but it doesn't always work like that. Okay, we have to analyze step by step. Okay, on the monthly time frame, it's kind of looking similar to Euro USD. For Euro USD, we had a bullish trend line. Yeah, USD we had a bearish trend line. Okay, but now on the weekly time frame, when dollar did, I dropped my analysis on DX, so I won't go back. So when dollar bought, okay, let me just do it again. So when dollar bought here, when dollar bought here, when dollar bought here, and then it took out this low from this monster pattern. That's the same price action we had here on USD. Dollar buy here, then came back, took out this low. Then we have a good rejection. So on the weekly, the daily time frame, I marked out this zone. Why? Because we had a break of structure here. Well, I don't really like marking this on my chart. I like my chart looking clean. We had a break of structure here on the daily time frame. So I was marking this zone for price to come back, to get by. And also, if you look at this, we have a nice supply area here. So there's so much uncertainty in the market. That's why I'm not trading today. I'm just doing this analysis in case maybe you feel like you want to trade NFP. Okay. So okay, so we have a nice trend line here. Okay, so right now price has not broken up with this trend line. Price is still respecting this trend line, but then looking at this nice break of structure here on the daily, and price coming back to let me just do this quickly. Nice break of structure on the daily, and price just coming back to this daily demand zone that caused the break of structure, and then you can see the nice rejection, very clean. Like, bro, this is like three inside up candlestick pattern. Well, this is definitely bullish because it took 3 days of price action to, we have price rejecting before coming to this area. Tap the area about the nice rejection and printing, you know, way above this. So that at least you can have a buy on USD CHF just before we get to this supply. This is where you should be wary of, you know, taking some profits off your trade and everything. So that's all for today. So if you um enjoyed this video and it was helpful, just please like and subscribe because I will be dropping more videos and be more consistent.